Arizona's Flagstaff. Late summer over the outskirts of Kody Brown's waning empire, vast shadows were thrown by the relentless, glaring desert sun. Outside the gated community that previously represented his family's fresh start, he sat in his old pickup. Beneath layers of unpaid debts, closed connections, and a nagging fear in his chest, the once grand dream of peace and riches now lay in shattered fragments. Robyn had not yet heard from Kody. He hadn't been completely honest with anyone. Not Mary, not Janelle, not even the kids. In actuality, the funds were vanished. Months earlier, TLC's camera teams had discreetly ceased filming. The show's ratings had fallen when the other spouses were gone, as was the group dynamic that used to attract millions of people. Sister Wives Will Not Be Renewed was the ultimate blow delivered in a succinct email. The family no longer has their lifeline of $400,000 per season. As simple as that. Inside Robyn's house, there was a certain quietness about the house that no home with kids should ever have. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Surrounded by medical appointment cards, school supply lists, past due tuition reminders, and a letter from the orthodontist tactfully requesting that Solomon's next round of treatment be paid for in full before moving forward, Robyn sat at the dining room table. She blinked quickly as she looked down at the figures once more. She had been proud of running the home, had put her faith in Kody to take care of the bigger picture. The components, however, no longer fit together. The door then opened. With his shoulders slumped and his boots covered in dust from traversing the construction site where he had pleaded for subcontracting employment that morning, Kody walked in slowly. He didn't give her his typical blustery greeting. His face was more sunken than she recalled. His hair was pulled back in a harsh ponytail, and his eyes were far away. She just stared at him, waiting, without saying anything. He took a stack of envelopes out of his coat and sat across from her. As he started talking, his hands shook a little. He said, "We're in serious trouble. Robyn, it's not simply tight anymore. It's finished. The funds have dried up. There is nothing in the accounts. Debt is all that remains." Robyn gasped in surprise. What about the needs of the children? Solomon's braces? Aurora's treatment? Brianna's university? He couldn't look her in the eye and answered, "I can't pay for any of it. No longer." Silence fell. A total silence that was both sacred and terrible. "You assured me," she muttered. "When you adopted my kids, you looked them in the eye. You claimed them as your own. That we would never be by ourselves. That their father was you." Kody's voice cracked. "When I said that, I thought that." She shot back, her voice rising. "But you knew this could happen. You made this lifestyle choice. Instead of having a solid plan, you rely entirely on a television deal. And we're what? Only incidental harm?" The days that followed were hazy. In order to keep the children from hearing, Robyn would cry softly in her bedroom at night. The image of Kody, the fiery, unbeatable patriarch, had fallen apart. Now, every discussion with him was harsh and brittle. In the hallways, they stayed apart. They ate their meals quietly. Attuned and sensitive, Aurora started to retreat. She ceased attending her therapy sessions. She already knew the answer, so she didn't ask why. Brianna, a senior in high school, was experiencing a deep aching in her chest as she stared at her letter of admittance to college. Last year, Kody had informed her with pride, "Apply to the best schools. We'll work things out." That was prior to the cancellation of the show, prior to the expulsions, prior to the checks that bounced. Solomon, who was still quite little, constantly inquiring as to why the internet had been blocked. One night he said, "Mom, is it broken?" Robyn was unable to respond. She simply held him. Meanwhile, Kody had pulled back. With nowhere to go, he drove about Flagstaff for hours. He surreptitiously rented a small, dull flat full with unread letters labeled "Final Notice" because he couldn't stand Robyn's silence. He considered giving Janelle a call, of pleading with her to return. However, he had damaged that bridge. Christine? Lost. Mary? Icy and determined. The empire of women who had previously supported, shielded, and helped him was no longer there. Robyn was all that was left, and she was no longer providing cover. The awakening of Robyn. wearing an old cardigan that still had a hint of lavender and cedar in it, sat outside one morning with a cup of cold tea. She gazed at the house, which felt less like a home and more like a tomb of unfulfilled promises as the sun rose. She grabbed her phone. She started by giving Brianna's school's financial aid office a call. She then gave a realtor a call. At long last, she called TLC. "I'm prepared to talk," she said plainly. The reality. Everything. The response of the family when Christine saw the headlines. She was in Utah. Robyn Brown speaks out. Kody Brown is financially insolvent. She laughed. She whispered, "It was never about being a father. It has to do with control. He has since lost everything." Janelle's jaw was clenched as she read the story. She told a friend, "He gave up all of us for her." She is now seeing that she was never the exception. The last to fall, Mary just gave a headshake. Kody's unraveling had long since ceased to astonish her. However, she was taken aback by Robyn's unexpected candor. Mary muttered, "She used to stand up for him no matter what. I suppose there's a breaking point for even her." A few weeks later, the Sister Wives House of Cards special was shown. It panned over old family pictures. A golden-haired Kody is in the middle of a split screen with 4 women and happy kids in group photos. The scene then changed to Robyn, sitting by herself without makeup, her voice cracking and exhausted. She remarked, "I thought he would keep us safe. I thought he would never desert us. However, he was unsure of how to bear the burden. And now our children, my children, are suffering as a result." As she talked about past due medical bills, food stamps, Medicaid applications, and the embarrassment of selling jewelry from my sister wife's closet to cover the gas bill, viewers watched. Last words, an eviction notice was on the table in front of Kody, who was sitting on a folding chair in a poorly lit flat. He stroked his face in an attempt to call forth the ancient fire. He told no one, "I didn't think it would end like this." From behind the camera, the producer questioned, "Do you regret choosing monogamy with Robyn?" He didn't respond. Robyn's voice could be heard as the screen went black. He promised to be their father. However, when the funds run out, a true father remains. And there's more. The conflict between Robyn Brown's kids and the rest of the Brown family has been one of Sister Wives' most prominent stories throughout the years. Robyn, 45, was the 4th wife of Kody Brown, 55, a polygamous patriarch. Kody was already married to Mary Brown, Janelle Brown, and Christine Brown and had 12 kids by the time she joined the Brown family in 2010. Robyn joined the Brown family in 2010 along with her 3 children from her former marriage. After then, Kody and Robyn had 2 kids of their own. Kody had 4 wives and 18 children when the Brown family had finished expanding, but the good days were short-lived. Kody's first 3 wives had left the Poly family by the time Sister Wives Season 19 debuted in 2024, leaving him and Robyn in an inadvertently monogamous marriage. Robyn believes that her children have been abandoned by their siblings because the Brown family is so split apart. Continue reading to find out why Madison Brush, one of Kody's elder children, recently apologized to Robyn's kids for feeling ignored by the other Browns. The Browns' once happy family's demise began when they moved into separate residences. Since his kids thought Kody was spending more time with Robyn and her kids, there was also a lot of animosity toward him. The COVID-19 pandemic further exacerbated the family's already severe division. Eventually, Kody and Robyn stopped seeing Kody's older children since they were more careful than the rest of the family. When he passed away in 2024, Kody was unable to communicate with his 25-year-old son, Garrison Brown, because things had gotten so awful. In the end, COVID caused Christine, Kody's 3rd wife, to leave. Christine had been miserable, but she decided it would be best for her to leave after Kody and Robyn refused to let her see his other spouses. After 27 years of marriage, they had 6 kids together. Kody was married to Janelle for 29 years and had 6 children before she left him a year later. Mary, Kody's first wife, was the last to go. After 32 years of marriage and 1 child, she departed in 2022. Robyn's 3 children from her previous marriage were all younger than 10 when she wed Kody in 2010. Kody's first wife, Mary Brown, was divorced in 2014, allowing him to legally wed Robyn and adopt her children. Eventually, Brianna, Aurora, and Dayton switched from Jessup to Brown as their last names. Robyn's children didn't have the same experience in the Brown household as their siblings, despite being welcomed by their new family. Meri has since discussed how she always thought the divorce would be short-lived. The Sister Wives Season 19 star had thought that Kody would remarry Meri and divorce Robyn when the adoptions were finalized. Kody chose to remain married to Robyn instead. Regarding the claims of neglect made by his older children, Kody has consistently maintained that he should be spending more time with his younger children. Let's just say that a lot of his older kids didn't agree. Kody eventually made contact with some of his older children after years of separation. In a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Kody disclosed that he met up with Christine's kids in Utah. Kody has not maintained contact with his other children, with the exception of his daughter, Michael T. Brown. 2 of his sons from another mother were present, according to Kody. This might refer to Logan Brown, Hunter Brown, or Gabriel Brown, Janelle's sons. It's wonderful that Kody is at last beginning to heal fences after a prolonged period of losing touch with several of his elder children. Over the years, Kody has had conflicts with numerous members of his family, including Madison Brown, his 29-year-old daughter. Born in 1995, Madison, sometimes known as Maddie, was just 15 years old in 2010 when she made her broadcast debut. Given that her family was disintegrating, the Sister Wives Season 19 co-star essentially became an adult on TV, and it couldn't have been simple. Maddie's connection with Robyn and her kids wasn't always the best, much like the other older siblings. The mother of 3 expressed her sadness for Robyn's kids in a recent Sister Wives Season 19 episode. She continued by saying that she would immediately apologize to Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna if she were to sit down with them. I'd say something like, "I don't hate you. And I apologize if I've ever caused you any harm." That this didn't occur until well after the family had disintegrated is regrettably ironic. Despite the fact that Sister Wives Season 19 is already in progress, there are indications that the unscripted series may not return for another season. The show provides an intimate glimpse into the lives of a polygamous household and debuted in 2010. Kody Brown, the patriarch of the Brown family, had 4 wives and 18 children. By sharing their tale, the Browns, who belong to the extreme Mormon group known as the Apostolic United Brethren, hoped to dispel social stereotypes and legitimize polygamy. Kody had to manage complex emotional and practical relationships while being officially married to one lady and in spiritual unions with the others. The show's appeal comes from its ability to combine the particular difficulties of polygamy with domestic normalcy. It documents commonplace events like child-rearing and managing the home, as well as conflicts like jealousy, unequal treatment, and financial hardship. 3 of Kody's wives had divorced him by the time Sister Wives Season 19 premiered in 2024. The show's plot now revolves around broken family ties as a result of this change. The emotional toll of the family's breakdown and Kody's distance from some of his kids are highlighted in recent seasons. Continue reading for clues that the show is coming to an end. For religious reasons, Meri decided to live in a plural marriage. From the beginning, she and Kody, who had a single child, had a difficult time keeping their marriage together. Meri and Kody had ceased living together as husband and wife several years ago, and Kody had been candid about not finding her attractive. Kody was careless and casually harsh, but Meri stayed because she was prepared to take his leftovers. Meri was the most neglected of Kody's wives. She never wavered in her support of him, though. She even introduced Kody to Robyn Brown, his 4th wife, and urged him to pursue her since she was a strong believer in the religious doctrine of plural marriage. Meri tried to make it work even after Kody told her that they would never be married. During Sister Wives Season 19, Meri gave up on preserving the marriage. There's one less motivation for the show to come back now that Meri has gone on. In a recent Sister Wives Season 19 episode, Robyn and Kody discuss how they feel about polygamy. Kody gave a considered response when Robyn asked him if he missed being a member of a polygamous family. "I don't want to be flippant with my answer because we were devoted to this, but I'm not interested in plural marriage anymore," Kody responded. "I don't want to pursue another woman because I don't want that headache, the questions, the struggles, and the wonder about trust," he later said to the cameras. "That's not where I am." Kody said that he has no regrets about growing up in a pluralistic household. The Season 19 Sister Wives star described his kids as a blessing. Even though Kody was close to his kids as they grew up, he doesn't talk to many of his older kids anymore. Some of Kody's older children became resentful of their father after he married Robyn because they felt abandoned by him. Kody's wife, who was always the most envious, was Christine. The Sister Wives season 19 star desired a tight relationship with her spouse since she was a sensitive romantic. Christine disliked being a third wife, despite having grown up in a polygamous household. After Kody married Robyn, whom he appeared to openly prefer, things became even more difficult. In 2021, following years of neglect, Christine ended her marriage to Kody. Soon after, Kody's first wife, Meri Brown, and second wife, Janelle Brown, also left him. Simply said, the show can no longer concentrate on polygamists. Christine was taking a tremendous risk by leaving Kody. The cosmos rewarded her courage shortly after she left. David Woolley and the Sister Wives season 19 star were married in October 2023. Christine finally has the life and marriage she has always desired, and she and David are monogamous. Together, she and her spouse remodel homes, ride motorcycles, and get matching tattoos. She has no need to continue acting as though she comes from a plural family now that she is no longer involved in polygamy. Janelle was fond of polygamy, in contrast to Kody's other wives. The fact that Kody wasn't there every night pleased her. She liked the liberty and self-reliance that the way of life provided. Janelle found Kody's disregard for their kids intolerable. Logan, Maddie, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah Brown are the 6 children that Janelle and Kody have together. The children were close to their father while they were young, but as they grew older, that changed. Kody shifted his attention onto his younger kids, including the ones he had with Robyn. The family became very resentful as a result. Now that her marriage to Kody was over, Janelle needed to examine her life critically and choose a new direction for herself. Janelle had chosen to become a flower farmer because she loved gardening. The Sister Wives season 19 star made the decision to launch a floral shop. In order to be close to her daughter Maddie Brush, her husband Caleb Brush, and their 3 kids, Janelle purchased property in North Carolina. Janelle might decide her time on the program is finished now that she is headed toward her ideal life. The untimely death of 25-year-old Garrison Brown in March 2024 completely upended the Brown family and the Sister Wives world. Garrison, a young guy who had been dealing with mental health challenges, was Kody's kid with Janelle's son. The Browns have found it difficult to cope with the massive loss since losing Garrison. It makes sense that people would connect the show to their loss. They could wish to get away from unpleasant memories connected to Garrison's passing. Not one of Kody's offspring has chosen polygamy, but many of them are married or in committed relationships. When 22-year-old Aurora Brown, Robyn's daughter, joined a church during Sister Wives season 19, she wanted Kody to assist in her baptism. The family celebrated with dinner following the baptism. Robyn expressed her disappointment that none of their children had joined their church during a confessional. Robyn admits, "I do feel like we failed," during her confession. In summary, Sister Wives was supposed to be a show about a polygamous household. However, the show no longer features any polygamists. Robyn and Kody are monogamous and have no intention of taking on additional wives. Neither Kody's children nor any of his ex-wives appear to be interested in pursuing multiple marriages. Even though it's been fascinating to witness a polygamous family breakup over the past few seasons, the unscripted series might have come to a natural end. After divorcing her ex-husband, Kody Brown, Sister Wives actress Christine Brown is living her best life. She used to share Kody with 3 other wives, but now she enjoys her current husband David Woolley's attention. She is no longer required to subordinate her needs to Kody's. The best thing is that she does not have to share her partner with Robyn, Janelle, and Meri Brown, her sister spouses. Happy to acknowledge that she was made for monogamy, Christine is more aware of her unhealthy connection with Kody now that she has quit the polygamous lifestyle. It's a strange and embarrassing thing to admit, but I didn't realize that my life was just focused on what Kody needed and wanted, Christine told ET. I doubt I ever realized how obsessed I was with that man. Christine went on when pressed for more details. I would be thinking, whenever he gets here, we're going to do this and this and this, she continued, even when he wasn't around. Because he did more than simply intervene in my life and participate in our activities. To accommodate him, We had to modify our current course of action. The mother of 6 children now realizes that's not okay. Because of this, he became the center of our existence. She is now embarrassed and frustrated that she spent so many years living that way. Do you feel that he didn't respect you? Was the question posed to Christine. Christine answered, I don't know if he would feel like he would need to. Perhaps he did in some capacities, perhaps in some ways. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.